Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. We're here for another episode of REEAACT. We're talking about real estate and events in Anne Arundel County today. I am James Bowerman, the creative agent. This is my beautiful wife, Haley Bowerman.
Hello.
No chicken today because it's raining and we don't feel like going outside and getting a wet chicken and bringing it inside the house. So sorry about that.
Yeah, no chicken today. When the sun comes out.
Yes, when the sun comes out. The rain stopped. And then we had a couple nice days, and now it's raining again. So let's lead with that into the events. What's going on in Anne Arundel County?
So a couple events happening this week here locally. Today, starting with today, actually in a few hours, down in Annapolis. Right now, you've got the United States Naval Academy graduation festivities kicking off today with the Blue Angels. They're in town. Practicing today. Today's practice. That officially begins at 2 p.m. But they usually start doing some practice maneuvers around 11. So actually, we living right here on the McAfee might even hear them.
Sometimes you hear them.
Yeah,
they're
sometimes
pretty
you
loud.
hear them. They're just so loud, even though they're over on the Severn. But anyway,
They still do that if it rains?
I was doing a little bit of research earlier. They really only totally cancel if it's just a monsoon outside, but it's not supposed to be a monsoon today. It's just kind of sprinkling a little bit. So I think they'll be fine for today. And then tomorrow the weather's supposed to clear up. So
Awesome.
so today at 2 to 4, anywhere along the Severn River, you can check them out. Or if you actually want to go onto the Naval Academy grounds, you can do that. If you're over 21, you just need to show them ID and you can get on for free. So that's tomorrow also at 2 p.m. Today and tomorrow, 2 to 4 is when you can check them out. Boat is definitely the best way to watch the Blue Angels if you know somebody who has a boat. Definitely, that's the way to do it. What else do we have going on? Let's see. Locally, food trucks. Let's talk food trucks for a second. So food trucks, unless you've lived under a rock for the last couple of years, food trucks are like the trendiest thing right now. They're everywhere. So these food truck nights are popping up around Anne Arundel County, and they're back at Early Heights. That was in the news a couple weeks ago that they started off at Early Heights doing like food truck Tuesdays, and then something happened and they weren't at Early Heights for a while. They went to Kinder Farm Park for a little bit. They were over in Severn, I think. Anyway, now they're back. They're officially back at Early Heights, and they're calling it Tasty Nights at Early Heights, and that's Tuesday nights. As in tonight, starting tonight, 4 to 8 p.m. And they have a lot of food trucks. I was looking at the lineup for tonight, and there's about a dozen different trucks that participate. So, worth checking out. It's just something easy, especially if you have little kids that won't sit still in a restaurant like ours.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do. So that's at Early Heights, and then here in Pasadena. I don't know if you caught this, but I saw this on Facebook last night. Riviera Beach Volunteer Fire Company is hosting, it's starting first Monday in June, whatever that is. I don't know off the top of my head, but first Monday in June, and every Monday beginning in June. They're going to do, it's called Dining in the Dina. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, Dining in the Dina. Dine in the Dina, yep. And that's from 4 to 8 p.m. beginning the first Monday in June. And they'll have their own lineup of food trucks. They haven't announced which ones will participate yet, but stay tuned. I'll let you know. So that's it for food trucks.
This weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
It's Memorial Day
We're not going
weekend.
to be here. We're going to be down in the ocean.
Yeah, we're going to be in Ocean City. But there's some stuff happening in Baltimore. Here are a couple ideas if you're looking for something to do. At the Maryland Zoo, I've always wanted to do this, and one of these years we're gonna do this. Brew at the Zoo. I like
the zoo.
Yeah, the zoo is so fun. With kids, and this is more for without kids, but Brew at the Zoo, Saturday,
Responsibly with
May 26th. Yeah. Saturday, May 26th and Sunday. So this upcoming Saturday and Sunday is Brew at the Zoo from 1 to 7 p.m. And it's $50 per adult. But you get to you get unlimited samples of over 80 different beers. And it also includes live music, lots of different like arts and craft vendors, and of course all the animals. So you can drink beer and check out all the animals, which sounds so fun.
Yeah.
If I didn't have like 2 toddlers to chase after, so I don't think I would want to do that, and also chase after 2 toddlers. Yeah. So let's brew at the zoo. Also, this weekend the Yankees are in town at Camden Yards. So they've got a game on Monday, and game time is 1 p.m. and all fans will receive a special edition Memorial Day t-shirt.
Wow. Hopefully that'll get some people out there.
Yeah.
Are they doing better? I don't know. I haven't been watching.
We don't have cable TV, so we can't.
Sorry, no mass.
Watch the Orioles, so we never have any idea how they're doing. But I
don't
know.
take the kids out to the bar either. So.
No, the kids. We tried that once last year. Doing we took them to
we took them to the
game, and it was.
They don't like to watch.
They didn't like it. They did not like it, and I didn't like it either. So we're not gonna do that for a while.
All right. Well, thank you, Haley. That's some cool stuff going on. I'm definitely gonna be checking out the Blue Angels tomorrow. I wanted to talk about FSBOs, for sale by owners, for my real estate segment today, because being a seller's market, I talk about the sellers all the time, and there's a lot of for sale by owners out there because owners are like, oh, it's a hot market, I'll just do it myself. But what does that really mean for buyers? Because sellers are really they're doing this mainly because they want to save on the real estate commissions. So I'll just sell it myself, save 6%, easy peasy, right? Well, what does that mean for the buyers? So let me step back and just, if you're a first-time home buyer, you might not fully understand how it all works. So let me just give you a quick overview of agency. In a normal real estate transaction, you have 2 agents, one represents the seller, one represents the buyer. So each party gets one of those. And they both have your best interest to kind of guide you through the transaction. Let's talk about what you are paying then. So if you're the buyer, you really don't have to pay the agent anything. The seller pays the agent commissions. So that's the thing I hear all the time that most buyers don't understand is, well, how much do I have to pay you to work with you? Well, you don't pay us anything. So that poses the question of, well, should buyers pay the agent commission? I'd like to get your reactions on that. So typically the buyer is paying their down payment. They're paying for the closing costs. A lot of times they're asking the seller for help with that. All sorts of stuff that they're already paying. The seller's really not paying too much. Hopefully they've got equity in the property and they're walking away with a profit. That's why they're able to sometimes help out with some of those costs. So sometimes in the taxes, they'll typically split the transfer taxes. Property taxes are prorated, but that's not fun stuff. So buyers, what should you do then if you run across a for sale by owner and you want to buy it? Well, first thing, you can still work with an agent, or you should try to at least, because again, they're going to help you. So the agent can contact them and say, hey seller, are you willing to pay an agent commission? And if they are, fantastic. Then they can help you write the contract and guide you through the whole process, because there's a lot of stuff involved. And if you're not buying and selling real estate all the time, you're really, you're not going to know what to do, and you can get into a lot of trouble. This is a big investment and a lot of money we're talking about. So the other thing you can do, which is what is probably going to happen, is you're going to have to hire a real estate attorney. Now, maybe the seller will help, split the costs on that. But somebody's going to have to write the contract and handle the settlement. That might just fall on the buyer. However, the attorney is not really responsible for, guiding you through this transaction, making sure you do your home inspections and all these things that, well, if you don't know, you just don't know. So, again, what does that mean? Should you hire an agent? I know personally we've dealt with this. And we've come up with, say, we'll write the contract and we'll handle it for a flat fee, because if the seller's not willing to pay the commission, ultimately it comes down to, I'm not going to dive into what I think about FSBOs. The data's out there. I'll just say typically, what you're making up in the commissions, you're going to end up paying in time and also in some of these other fees. What do you value more, your time or your money? That's the biggest thing. So I would say if you do get into the situation, I would contact Rachel Breen at Abode Settlement Group, and I can give you her information. She is a great real estate attorney, and she'd be happy to help anybody out who isn't able to work with an agent through this process. She'll still help you get the deal done. She's done that for a number of people that I know already because of, again, the situation is it's a seller's market and people are trying to do it themselves. So the last thing I'm going to ask again is just what are your reactions? What are your thoughts on it as far as FSBOs? Should a buyer pay the agent commission? Or should we rely on the seller to do it? Because obviously it's an issue to some people having to pay 6% and give that, as an agent to help them. So that's my little soapbox talk about FSBOs and what I think about it and how to protect yourself as a buyer. Again, it's a big purchase, and you don't want to end up with something and lose a lot of money. Also, keep an eye out for scams when you're looking on Zillow. A lot of people are taking advantage, listing homes for sale by owner. You come and you give them your earnest money deposit, and then they disappear because they didn't actually have the property to sell. So again, do your due diligence. Make sure you don't get into trouble. Talk to an agent, because as a buyer's agent, you don't have to pay us, and I'd be happy to help you. So that's all I got.
Also, I forgot to mention something. I was thinking about it. Downs Park Family Community Day is not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, June 2nd. Mm-hmm. And we'll be there. James has a booth. So they've got a lot going on that day, and I know it's 2 weekends away, whatever, but just keep it on your radar.
We'll remind you next week when we do this.
We'll remind you next week, but just come over, bring the kids, bring the family, just stop over, see what's going on. I'll be there with our circus. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Pray for nice weather.
Yes. If you have any events that you want me to talk about next week, by all means, message this guy right here, and just let him know, and I would be happy to promote your event, your whatever you have going on in the local community. Let me know, and I will talk about it for you.
Excellent. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate your time.
Bye. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Be safe, everybody.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.